this is my official prediction video for UFC Paris tomorrow night. Obviously, the main event, we got Benoit Denis versus Renato Moicano. It's going to be a really good fight. It's 5 rounds. And I'm also going to be going over the co-main event, which we got Nasruddin Imavov versus Brendan Allen. 2 very good fights that are very similar. And I'm very excited to see it. The whole card is pretty good, in my opinion. I'm interested. And I also saw the terminal weigh-ins. A lot of really good stare-offs. Like, a lot of people beef. It's going to be really entertaining to watch. I can't wait for it. But I am going to be making my prediction for the first 2 fights. So let's get. I'll be starting off with the co-main event. We got Nasruddin Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Now, a lot of people have Imavov winning. I think it's very close. It's a 3 rounds. I kind of wish it was 5 rounds. That's what I actually initially thought it'd be. But it is only 3 rounds. Yeah, I'm going to Brendan Allen. I think it's going to be like a split decision, maybe very close unanimous decision. I think they're both similar. Brendan Allen's a great wrestler. He's an underrated wrestler. I remember his last 2 fights. He's been a really good wrestler. He can strike too. We've seen him piece up lots of people. I know it was Chris Curtis, but still, that's a lot. Chris Curtis is a little underrated, but still. Yeah, Brendan Allen is a very well-rounded fighter. He could potentially be a threat to the champ one day. And if he wins this fight, he will, actually. But I think it's going to be a dogfight. It'll be very close because Imavov's very well-rounded too. So I'm very interested to see how that fight's going to play out. I think it's going to be a war. I think they're both going to take a lot of damage. I think we'll see a lot of work on the ground. Because in Imavov's last 2 fights, we haven't seen him work too much on the ground. We've seen a little bit, but I think we're going to see a lot because I think Allen's going to be the guy on the front foot here. I think he's going to shoot early, and they're going to be a lot of really cool scrambles. But Allen, I think, is overall the better grappler. I think he's a little more well-rounded. He's going to have his way with Nasruddin Imavov. But I do predict that it'll be a pretty entertaining fight. I think they're going to show out. The French crowd's crazy. It's always crazy. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, a lot of people have Imavov, but don't sleep on it. I would not be surprised if Imavov win, but I'm going with it. Then for the main event, we got Benoit Denis versus Renato Moicano. And I'm very surprised what people are saying about this. They're like 85% of fans are going Benoit Denis to win this fight. I don't know why. I don't know. Everyone hates Moicano because he's boring. I don't really consider. I've seen a couple boring fights, but as a fighter, you're not really boring because you don't always perform like that. People are hating on his last win against Jalen Turner. I thought that was a very good win. He knocked him out, did he not? He TKO'd him. And he mauled him on the ground. He got dropped early, yeah, but still. Moicano's older. That's a little bad side. And Benoit Denis is younger, obviously, but he's coming off a loss against Dustin Poirier. I think they rushed him. UFC rushed him because he was having a pretty good win streak up until then. He didn't have any ranked wins up until that, but he had a really good head kick KO against Matt Frevola. I remember that fight. But yeah, for my prediction, I am going Moicano. I think it's going to be a super close fight, or it might just be a pretty close fight. I don't know how close it'll be, but I think it'll go the distance. I think they're both going to take a ton of damage. It's going to be a war just like the co-main. I think, yeah, it's just going to be super loud. The fans will be going crazy. Obviously, they're all going to be booing Moicano. But I think the difference is Moicano's wrestling. It's just going to be a big factor. He's grappling. A lot of people, they're going to be booing. I already see it. The French crowd's going to be booing. They're crazy. They're looking for a knockout. And Benoit has the ability to do that. And I think he's going to rock Moicano a couple times too. Maybe even a little early. I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah, I just think Moicano's going to eat it. He ate Jalen Turner. He's got a pretty good chin. And he hasn't been knocked out in forever. And he's well-rounded. He's got knockout wins and submission wins. Lots of decision wins, though. So I do predict it will go the distance. Very excited for this whole card. Very excited for this fight. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it can go either way. In fact, I would not be surprised if they rob the fight and give it to Benoit Denis because it's in France. But I don't really care who wins. I'm just going to say I got Benoit because I don't dislike or like either of them. But off skill, I think Moicano is just slightly more. I know Benoit's well-rounded too. He's got some grappling. Obviously, I give the striking and boxing. I give the boxing edge to Benoit. I give a slight striking advantage to Benoit, but I give the overall well-rounded advantage to Renato because he can strike too. His striking's underrated. And you guys will see. Watch me be right again. I've actually had a big streak in literally the last 3 main event cards. Not only did I get the fight right, I predicted exactly the way it would go. None of y'all listen to me every single time, but yeah, I don't know how many cards it's going to take for y'all to listen to me. This one I'm the most confident about out of the last 4 though, because these are very evenly matched fights. Those last 4 I said could not go either way. Like, I was very confident on what would happen. This one, I'm not confident on a winner. I'm going to be real. But then again, I'm making my prediction though. I got to make a prediction, and I'm going Moicano just off what we've seen lately. I do think we'll see a downfall. Moicano will lose before he gets any chance of a title, but I just don't think Benoit today is going to be the one to take him down yet. But anyway, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and yeah, here we go.